What is it that's not exactly water, and it ain't exactly earth? Quicksand!
So I'm just sitting in the truck in the doctor's office parking lot waiting to go in. You know, about 5 years ago, I probably would have got out to help. They don't need no man. I've also been sitting here for about 25 minutes, and they've been doing it for about 25 minutes.
Living in a world that's more rapidly changing than many of us probably ever could have dreamt of, and becoming less forgiving and, dare I say, more cutthroat, one of the things we have to do is to be able to decipher the old information, which still has weight and validity, versus the older information that needs to go the way of the dodo bird. I can think of one particular kind of information, which is this dating a lot of young ladies, having a rotation. I think that this is probably more dangerous a time than ever to be doing anything like that. As a matter of fact, I would imagine that if you don't have a steady girlfriend who has something going on for herself, or you're not just, doing something where you can enjoy it and then cut it off, which maybe involve transfer of funds, then you're at risk, because these boss chicks, or should I say former boss chicks, they are catching it. You saw the two young ladies trying to change the tire. They're looking for a guy, probably not just to change the tire, but to help them get a new tire. And then you have young ladies like this that are trying to live that fantasy lifestyle, and they're looking for a sponsor.
Hey y'all, so we are at the gas station. I'm finna put some gas in my car because when I pulled up, I literally had no gas, y'all. It's only by God's grace that I even made it. We just paid rent. Rent was due yesterday. I just got my hair done, so I literally only have like $30 in my bank account, and I don't want to spend it all because after this, I want to go out to eat and get some hookah. This is just to show y'all I literally have no gas. Like, it's like none. Unfortunately, I have to get the 93 one, which is the most expensive one. Okay. It's at $10. We need to stop it because it's gonna take all my money. So we stopped there right at $15. Let me show y'all my car.
Now, think about this for a second. This young lady obviously has a very nice car, but she can barely afford to put gas in it. And she's talking about all of the other things she's going to spend her money on. Now, if a young lady is in this situation and we're in a post-rules environment where it's basically survival at all cost, then what kind of thinking do you think is going to go through her head so that she can keep this car?
She's so pretty. All right, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it gave me 76 miles. Don't mind the tire thing. My tire is flat and I can't afford a new one right now. $15 put 70 miles in my vehicle, which means I'm able to go to the lounge and get some hookah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important to say, right? Because I know there's going to be a lot of young women watching this. And I'll say this. Personally, I don't think women should marry before 30. I don't. I think your brain is still forming. The person you were in your 25, 26, 27 is still calculating.
A quick Google search reveals that Elisa Michelle Stevens, also known as Lotto, is 27 years old on the nose. When you hear the two young ladies speak about how 27 years old is too young for getting married, they're not saying that 27 years old is too young to get pregnant and twerk on stage while you're making a lot of money, I guess she is. They're saying that it's too young to be locked down with a man.
I don't think women should marry before 30. I don't. I think your brain is still forming. The person you were in your 25, 26, 27 is still calculating. And it's funny because I wish at my times when I was creating content, this was like 2010, 2011. I was with a long-term ex now, obviously.
Hopefully.
No. And listen, I always say I have no exes and no exes have me. So
exactly right. And he stopped me from creating content. He did. I could have easily been an OG if I had where I was going, and he would just be like, "Why are you posting on Instagram?" And like, "That's so grotesque." And I got so self-aware, and I slowed down being a content creator because of that.
And so essentially they're saying that this is a kind of birthright, either on stage or maybe in private or pregnant or non-pregnant. Either way you look at it, they feel that this is freedom. And being locked down into a marriage where you're not doing this in your 20s is some kind of, well, non-freedom. But in an age where we know that we don't have any more rules and young ladies will have a child without getting married, having the other side of that equation, the men play into that without understanding how precarious a situation it is, can lead to outright disaster.
Quicksand. Ah, dang, now we are in trouble.
They in trouble.
You'd rather have a child with a man who's financially stable but won't be in the child's life, or with a broke man who will be present in the child's life.
Am I getting child support? I take the financially stable. They're financially. Child support, financially stable.
Give me the one that's not in the child's like, we good, we got the money, we good.
He can pay the bills and help take care of them. They don't gotta be there.
You're 30 and still not married with no kids? Well, girl, it's because I am too busy traveling in Switzerland, living my best life, while you're sad and judging other people in your room. I have no man, no kids, nothing to worry about. We're going to skin prep with this gorgeous view. Literally looks like green screen. I still can't believe people have this mentality because are you living in the 1950s? Because what is going on?
I think an important point to make, and I may be the first, I'm not sure how many other people have spoken about this, but guys have to understand that just because you're going somewhere different and because she's not what you're used to or familiar with, it doesn't mean that she will not change the rules at the time that's most convenient for her. This young lady is singing the praises of being single and living her best life. But just understand that in this world where there aren't any rules anymore, she can turn into the perfect wife for a guy that's looking for that overnight. And in a 3-month period, she can change from this independent boss chick to a young lady that's waking up early in the morning, making his lunch and making his breakfast and making sure he's satisfied in the bedroom, and can put on the best face possible for a couple of months. And then when she wants to get that ultimate prize, all bets are off.
I can't even wipe my eyes. I'm gonna get my tears on the baby. Right. Oh, you look beautiful. I can't look down. So look at her. What's her neck? She's so cute. Why so open? Oh my god, I need to have a kid. I need to have it. Oh my god. Oh, he's smiling. I want to take my top off and have skin-to-skin contact.
Yeah, we'll put her right down through over that ring.
Let's talk about you money. Jump right in, Patty. Every woman should have you money, but you money is not money that you're going to go blow on a vacation or that allows you to buy whatever you want, although we use it in that terminology, right? But you money is money that a woman has where she can say to someone, you, I'm leaving. It is money that you set aside in case you need to leave. How much money do you need to leave? Because then you'll know how much of that you have to make up, right? So you're like, okay, I need, in order to support myself, my car, my, clothes, food, whatever, let's say $3,000 a month. I only have $800. Okay. So that's a gap that I need to meet. And then after you figure out that number, then you start with the plan. And that plan is to get a side hustle, to start working, to do things extra on the side, to be able to get that money together. And in order for you to leave, you need about 6 months worth of living expenses. Once you get that together, then you can make your plan as to how you're going to leave.
There are two things that are spreading around the planet very quickly right now. One, of course, is feminism, and many women in the West have written the blueprint for it. If a woman is talking about how she's saving her own money in a marriage instead of pooling that money together for the family, she essentially got married as a financial boost, not as some kind of plan of I'm going to build a family and stick with it. If you're with someone, if you're on baseball team or a basketball team, and you're thinking about how many points can I get so that I can look good in the newspaper, you're not planning on helping that team win. You're planning on looking good so that you can get a better payday and move on. And that's essentially what her game plan is. And this is spreading around the planet at the same time as desperation. And so with this blueprint, there are many young ladies who have been exposed to this idea of using a man for as much money as you can get and then moving on to whatever your next plan is, even if that plan is just enjoying your life to the max. She is essentially giving a blueprint to young ladies. Get a man to marry you, and while you're married to him, you stack up your money while he's thinking that he's in some kind of marriage, and then you make your plan to leave because that's what you're supposed to do. In a dating game with no rules, I think that guys have to be more merciless now than ever before. You have to look for any crack in her veneer that shows that she is not on the straight up and up. When she's giving you that love bombing, she's cooking you breakfast and ironing your clothes and doing all the things that seem like she's a perfect woman for a short amount of time, you have to look at that with a very close eye and see how much of this is performance versus how much of this is what she really is. Because once you find that crack, well, guys are showing you what you should do.
This is why I don't go out to dinner with women. I don't go on dates because I don't know them and I don't know the quality of the conversation. And I am the kind of guy, I kid you not, if I sit down at dinner and I'm not enjoying the conversation, it's not going anywhere, I will put $200 on the table. I will say, hey, dinner's paid for. You seem super sweet, just not sweet for me. I hope you have a fantastic night. Do you need me to call you an Uber? You're good. And I'm out. I will literally leave. I don't care. And this is why people think I'm a dick. But it's like, I am just radically protective of my time and energy. And maybe it's because, you know, my girlfriend died in college. Like maybe it's because I burned up my entire 20s in a toxic relationship. And maybe I feel like I have like time to make up, but I'm just wildly sensitive of my time and who is in my presence and what I am consuming from other people. I don't care. You can go blast me on Facebook and tell all your friends I'm a piece of shit. I don't care. I have to protect my time.
I'm sure that there are people that see this response to the modern dating landscape as over the top, that he is toxic, that he's taking it too far. But we just heard a young lady say that I don't think that there's any reason why I should get married before 30. Everything between 17 and 30 belongs to me. I should be able to do what I want. And then at 30, a man that's got his financial act together should come right along and see me as a wife. Well, if that's the other half of the dating landscape, then you're going to produce this. And this is probably a better adaptation to this modern dating landscape where a young lady can have all over her social media feed, I don't want any kids, I don't want marriage, men suck, men are terrible. And then she finds the right guy that's going to alleviate her financial situation, or he's just the kind of guy that she really wants to be with, have the baby. And then the man is stuck in quicksand. He may not have wanted the baby. He may not have wanted anything more than just a fun night. But that young lady saw an opportunity to go from men are terrible, 4B, X, Y, and Z to, oh, right, I have got a financial lockdown that's going to help me the next couple of decades. This is what happens in a dating landscape that has no rules. And trust and believe me, these ideas have been shipped overseas, and young ladies in many different parts of the world have understood that if they can find a really good guy that is down to play husband, then they can get 5, 6, 7, 10 good years out of that man. And he doesn't really have any option except, especially if he cares about that kid, than to pay up. When you see this reaction as one where if I see any crack or anything that I don't like, I'm up, I'm out, here's $200, I'm taking off because my time is so precious. That is an adaptation that I think is necessary in this new modern world. Any crack at all, a hint of attitude, some kind of slight to what you're doing, or just some kind of way of showing distaste or disdain for you, cut it off right then. I got stuff to do. I got stuff to study. I got to go. Deuces, I'll holler at you later. It sounds harsh, but if you think that's harsh, you should imagine trying to be a 5'7", 5'8" guy on a dating app, or a guy who doesn't have a car, or a guy who's in his early 20s that doesn't have his money right yet. I mean, the best that those women are offering those men are sex, and they don't even want to have a baby for those men. Imagine how she'll treat you if she did want to have your baby and your resources. Welcome to the era of quicksand dating. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.